Good evening, everyone. This was the most quiet room. This is the fastest I've ever seen adults get quiet.
Great students.
Great. My name is Marcela Betancur, and I am the Executive Director of the Latino Policy Institute. Woo! Thank you. My fans are in the front and the back right there. I paid them. So we want to thank you for being here today. We are excited to do our second policy forum around education equity and teachers of color. We are partnering with the Equity Institute, the Annenberg Institute, and the Latino Policy Institute. We all have this is nice names. I just realized that. Please follow us on Twitter and tag us with your cool tweets, all of you cool people. And the reason why is because we have a Twitter challenge. If you have been into any Equity Institute events or Edu Leaders of Color events, you know that Karla gives the best prizes, and we have two. We have two prizes. You want to be one of those people. So the Twitter challenge, make sure you tag our organizations, and more importantly, that you use our hashtag. My Spanish was coming out. Teacher Diversity RI. Spread and share your ideas with others who could not be here today. That's one of the most important parts. So please make sure you do that. And again, I want to welcome you here today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the work that all of you do and for your commitment to education.
Okay, all right. Because somebody get out of my way. I got to go back. Can you do that? Oh, thank you. All right, so good evening, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, we could stay at the Twitter challenge. I want to make sure that you get the hashtag, take a picture of it. As Marcela mentioned, I do give some pretty good gifts out. And so today we have a book and a gift card and some other things. So make sure that you're tweeting and you're letting folks know locally and nationally what's going on and what we're doing here. So I'd first like to thank our partners. So thank you, Latino Policy Institute, Marcela, Domingo, Annenberg Institute, for working with us to bring to host the second policy forum. And thank you all for being here on the coldest day ever. Like, what is this? Oh my goodness. So I really appreciate y'all, but it's the reason why we got you food, beer, wine, water, and more importantly, lip balm. So make sure you got that chapstick out there. I know you're gonna need it with all this cold. So thank you all. And then I'd like to just really thank my team because as many of you may know, we're a new organization. Did I say my name? I'm Karla. Yep, and CEO, co-founder of Equity Institute. And so we're small. We just launched this year, but it really was an expansion from Edu Leaders of Color. And so it's really important to acknowledge the folks that really, A, put up with me and my preciseness, because I'm a Virgo and I like things a certain way, but B, have really contributed to setting all of this up. I mean, taking chairs down, I got my sneakers in my bag, and so we're moving around, we're getting the food ready, and it takes a lot to make an event like this look nice and feel nice as well. So thank you to Vanessa Vigil, Emily Abaddon, Natalie, and who else was up in here with us building? I think that's it. Oh, and Mary. Yes, thank you, Mary. Mary has been like the rock of this event and has really been holding it down for us. So before we start, I just kind of like to go over kind of like where we are today, right? And kind of go over some statistics. And you'll notice that some of these numbers are posted in the back. And what we did is we made the visuals as beautiful as possible, but the numbers are sad. And this is all based on RIDE's information, and so you could go to their website and look these numbers up as well. So if you look at the current educational landscape of Rhode Island right now, there are about 5% or less teachers of color in all our state, which is a challenge and a problem for us. Can we go on to the next slide, please? Now, if you look at an urban core district, Providence, we're going to take Providence because I'm from Providence. I grew up in the West End, and it is very dear to my heart. There are 91% students of color, and there are about 80% teachers who identify as white. If you take a closer look at the demographics, you'll see that there are some discrepancies that probably exist because unlike students, teachers have an option to self-identify. So they could choose not to identify in terms of race. But for our students, they have to. So if you want to take a closer look, please look at the diagrams in the back. We also have a policy brief that we have out in front that we just published. Next slide. So you might ask why. Why is diversity important? I get asked this question all the time when I get interviewed. And usually I find myself kind of stumbling for the answer because in my head I'm like, what you mean why? What you mean why, right? Like, it's important. But it's important to acknowledge how to explain this to folks that are more from homogenous environments that might be saying, we don't really, race and ethnicity, that's not important. We just need good teachers. Why are you talking about race and ethnicity? So we decided to bring up this point of research, right? Decades of research show that people who are different from us makes us more smarter, more creative. This is why business, companies, organizations have really focused on diversifying their culture. This is what leads to success. Research also shows that having more diverse groups leads to more ideas and also creates people who are stronger at solving complex problems. People with different backgrounds, such as race and ethnicity, bring in new information. So this is the same approach that we have to take in education. If we have a population, a homogeneous population, and we're still trying to solve educational problems, let's put one and one together, right? That's a problem. And so when asked why we need diversity, as Carlin Howard says, greater diversity leads to more innovative schools. So we're excited to launch a one-year initiative, the next slide, to support teachers of color in Rhode Island. And this is a three-pronged strategy. We're here to have conversations with leaders and experts in the field and to listen to what they're saying and see what's happening. But more importantly, we're here to act. If anybody knows me and the people I roll with, we just don't talk about things. We make things happen. And so along with Domingo and Marcela, we're leading this one-year initiative to support teachers of color, #Teacher Diversity in Rhode Island. The first thing we're doing, thanks to New Schools Venture Fund, is launching a EduLead Fellowship that will focus on the retention of teachers of color. So look out for that. We have another friend on the piano that got New Schools Venture Fund. Whoop, whoop. And then the second thing is policy advocacy or initiatives. So we really want to make sure that we're holding our political leaders accountable. Like, what are you doing at the House? Who's making the decisions, right? And really thinking about having those diverse voices to solve those complex problems. So you'll notice in the front we had the policy brief. So make sure you take a copy. They were really expensive to print. So make sure you take a copy, but we will also have them available online on our website. And Carlin and myself are part of a commission that will be talking about the importance of diversifying the teacher workforce, but we don't need a commission, right? Like, we know it's important. What we need is some bills to support this work. And then the last thing is having community events like this. So making sure that that we're able to connect with you all in the room, because you are all at the forefront of this work. The fact that you're here on the coldest day ever tells me a lot, right? You care about this. You want to learn more. So y'all are all the innovators here. So Equity Institute is really proud to build with you and continue striving for a more diverse teacher workforce. Next slide, please. So we decided to do this policy forum a little bit different. It's a 2.0 style. We're going to try something new. There is a app, or actually it's just a website called slido.com. So you could go on that on your phone. And what you do is you enter this code 4310, and you can start generating questions if you have questions, because there might be things here that our folks are talking about that you might want to ask.